My name is Mike Zook. I'm a resource soil conservationist for the Natural Resources Conservation Service. We cover Chester, Delaware, and Philadelphia counties.
And I am Elbert Wells. I am also with the Natural Resources Conservation Service, and I am a 50-year employee.
So today we're going to do a basic soil health assessment at 2 sites for Weaver's Way in Northwest Philadelphia.
Let's get to it.
Hi, I'm Nina, and we're at the Weaver's Way Farm at the Aubrey Arboretum, and we call it the Mort Brooks Memorial Farm. We have community-centric agriculture, and that means that we have neighbors, kids, friends, volunteers, all get their hands dirty with us managing the farm, growing food for the community. We have about 2 acres here at the Aubrey Arboretum that we manage. 1 acre of actual vegetable production, common things like lettuce and leeks, and then less well-known things like black radishes and rare types of tomatoes. Weaver's Way Co-op is a member-owned grocery store. So that means members own the business, and the business exists to meet the needs of the members. And around the year 1999 or 2000, a member of Weaver's Way thought it would be really great if there was an educational garden, and it started as a volunteer effort for quite a few years, and then around 2007 or so, maybe 2006, the co-op realized that this was a really great project and decided to institutionalize it a little more, and they hired a farmer to be on staff at the grocery store and manage this farm. And then we started our second farm a few years later. I've been here since 2008, and I've seen a lot of changes over those years. At the beginning, it was probably most challenging just to establish a farm within the business of a grocery store, just to get everyone on the same page about what it would take and what's involved. Certainly getting certain resources can be difficulty, like if you need like a truckload of compost brought in, but that's gotten a lot easier over the years as urban ag has gotten bigger and bigger in the city. So luckily this soil is healthy in terms of contaminants, but it doesn't mean that it's free of litter. There's been a lot of interesting things that we've pulled out of the soil over the years, from just old metal parts of cars to just trash that comes in. It has definitely been feeling like an archaeological dig almost, to kind of go through the layers of what's been human use of this land for many, many, many years. For the first many years, we tilled the soil either with a walk-behind tractor or a spader on a full-size tractor. And now, over the years, we've transitioned to no-till, and so we're turning over the soil much less. We're trying to add a lot more organic material with leaf mulch and things like that. And so we've seen the soil quality just improve every year that we're here. It was a couple different things that got us excited about no-till. We saw some other farms doing it, and they just looked beautiful. In particular, I was really inspired by trying to reduce the amount of time that we spend on weed management. Every time you disturb your soil, you're bringing up more weed seed that's just in the soil waiting to emerge, and so we try to reduce the amount of weeds by disturbing the soil as little as possible, and it's really helped. When we started the farm, we added a ton of compost. We really needed to get the organic material up. That's been really successful. We're now at a really good level for organic matter, and so we've laid off the compost a little bit and focused more on leaf material to keep soil moisture trapped in there and the weed pressure down, and then we'll add a little bit of a organic dry fertilizer based on what our soil tests say that we need if we're low on nitrogen or potassium. But the compost was really helpful at first, but something that we've needed less and less of over the years. Definitely erosion is an issue on our farms because they are hilly, and it's another benefit of tilling less is that we have less exposed soil and more roots in place that are keeping the soil from moving. We've had a steady increase in yield over the years on average. We have good years and bad years where it dips down if it's particularly rainy or something, but I think that's attributed both to our improved soil quality, but also to just the longer you work a land, the more experienced your team gets, and you figure out different ways to increase yield bit by bit. Soil health is huge. It's the beginning and the foundation of a successful farm, so you have to start there with every decision that you make on the farm. And everything else will be hopefully a positive domino effect from there. Right now we're right on the border of the neighborhoods Germantown and Mount Airy in Northwest Philly at the Aubrey Arboretum, and that was our first farm. And then next we're going to go to our second farm, which is in the neighborhood of Upper Roxborough, and that's at Saul High School, and it's on Henry Avenue, so we call it Henry Got Crops. So we're going to take a lot of different types of soil samples and soil tests to have a benchmark for how we're improving from year to year and to take a snapshot of what's going on in the soil at this time of year at our farms. Now we're here with Sarah and Lana from PASA, and we are doing a soil benchmark study with them. This is our third year participating and test our soil today. So go ahead and start sampling here. So Sarah, what will be tested with this sample that we're putting together now?
Yeah, this sample gets sent to the Cornell Soil Health Lab where they test a variety of indicators, biological indicators, physical indicators, and a nutrient analysis. So it gives farmers like Nina a more comprehensive understanding of what soil health is looking like on their farm. We're taking a 6-inch slice of soil, 6 inches deep, 1 inch thick, at this location, and we're going to put it in the bucket. You've got really nice looking soil, Nina.
All right, that's what we want to hear.
And we've dug one hole, and now I'm going to dig another hole in the same area.
So I know it's important to get like a really even slice of the soil profile there. So it looks like you're kind of shaving off the high points to make it all one thickness. Mm-hmm. And we try to go about 6 inches down.
6 inches deep, yep.
Break it up a little.
And then we're going to be sampling at four other locations in Nina's field. This study, should I just
go for it?
Tell a little more about it? We're working with farmers all across the state of Pennsylvania, vegetable farmers, row crop farmers, and pasture livestock farmers, and we're getting a great idea of the state of the soil in Pennsylvania, in addition to providing farmers really good comprehensive soil health information. Farmers like Nina also provide us field management records from the fields where we've sampled, and that way we can explore relationships between management practices and soil health outcomes and help folks like Nina make more better management decisions about soil health.
You know, we're going to walk around your field here, and we're going to look for compaction today. And compaction is one of the most severe resource concerns we experience on farms. It really causes a lot of issues environmentally, and also prevents a lot of water from infiltrating and being available for your plants. So we're going to walk around. We're going to use this penetrometer here today. Albert, if you want to just hold it up.
Cool.
So this it has markers every 3 inches here. And what we're looking for today is 150 psi or less at the 6-inch level, and from 12 to 18 inches to be under 300 psi. And around 300 psi is where roots start to be inhibited and cannot penetrate the soil. And so let's walk around a little bit and see what we have.
Wow, it's going pretty far in.
Going in.
Did it stop? It hasn't
Okay,
moved.
Albert, so what do you have there? So you're at over 300 psi. So then what you want to do here is put your finger at the soil level, and Albert, go ahead, pull the penetrometer out.
Wow.
And then we can measure here. So what do we have here?
About 12 inches.
So about 12 inches. So let's see what we have here. So we want to write this down on our little assessment sheet here. And can you maybe describe real quick what your management here is and what you're growing?
Yeah, so this section is where we grow all of our salad greens, and we don't till this area, and we actually don't get a lot of cover crop in either because we're growing salad greens early spring through end of season.
Okay. So some points I would take is your lettuce greens are usually typically shallow rooted, so you're probably not penetrating the soils. Albert, do you know what was grown here historically?
I would similar to what's here now. Traditionally, there's been vegetables similar to this that have been grown down
And
through
has
the
it been
years.
tilled in the past here?
It has at various times. For maybe 8-10 years ago, much of this ground was tilled, but it hasn't been much in the past 2 or 3 years.
Okay, so you probably have a little bit of a plow pan, probably around the 12-inch mark. So there's definitely an opportunity here to maybe incorporate some cover crops, deep rooted, maybe big fibrous roots here. So that's some things maybe we should work on.
Cool.
But maybe let's take another walk, Albert.
Mike, when we stopped here with the penetrometer, what did that indicate to you with regard to the soils?
Well, I'm seeing there that we probably either hit a layer of compaction,
Okay, maybe a hard pan of some
a
sort.
hard pan maybe from previous management here.
Okay,
And it takes a long time for it to naturally
restore
break
itself.
up, restore itself, develop the pore spaces, the airspace.
Yeah. Okay.
And ideally, a good soil would have about 50% mineral, 25% water holding capacity,
okay.
and about 25% air spaces for
Okay.
air exchange.
Is that pretty much your experience, Nina?
Yeah, I mean, it does have a good amount of airspace. We see it draining pretty quickly.
Okay. So does this drain quickly?
It does, yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's
So what
do another new
Go ahead.
sample.
Go ahead, Albert. And try to stop at the 150 psi mark, so we can see if we're
there.
less or.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Want to see what we got?
Okay. Did you maybe hit a rock? You want to
No,
try?
no, I didn't hit a rock.
No rocks.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we have about what, 6.5, 8
yeah.
inches?
8 inches.
8
yes.
inches.
Yes.
Okay. So based on this assessment, Nina, if we're looking at less than 150 psi,
Okay, we had 3.
there is a little bit of a resource concern here. So I think it'd be worthwhile to maybe strategize some ideas how we can deal with it.
Cool.
We
Put
had-
in some deep-rooted cover crops or something in the
Exactly.
off-season.
Exactly. Yep.
About 325.
325.
Yes.
Okay. So here we're at 3, 6, 9, so right around a foot. And I think that's been kind of consistent in this plot here. So you can definitely see a difference here between some of your other plots where you are able to incorporate cover crops and just have a little more living roots throughout the year there.
Yes.
Would you agree, Albert?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, Nina, so here what do you have growing here?
We have our pole beans here.
Okay, and let's see. So we're gonna dig up and we're gonna look for some rhizosheaths today. So do you know what those are?
I know a little bit about how it's like a symbiotic relationship with the soil bacteria, but
Yep.
that's all I know.
So beans are part of the legume family, so they're able to fix nitrogen. If they're inoculated, they're able to produce nodules called rhizobium, which is a symbiotic bacteria. So that's what we're going to look for today to see if you're getting any nitrogen fixation. So we're trying to dig not to disturb the roots. What are you seeing there? Are you seeing any nodules?
No, I don't. Well, that maybe.
So you can see here, Nina, we do have some rhizosheaths forming. So you can see the little soil aggregates. They're growing on the roots here. We have little fibrous roots here, and I think this, we even have, yep. So this is a nodule here.
yeah,
So
yes.
they're whitish in color.
Yes.
And this is the point where the nutrient exchange happens. So when the plants utilize photosynthesis, they create carbohydrates, and that's what feeds the bacteria. And in exchange, this will produce nitrogen for your plants. So you can reduce nitrogen fertilizer and maybe save a couple dollars and improve your bottom line. And Albert, maybe pull up another root, see if we can get a better look. Right next to it. Okay, so poke around a little bit, see if see if you find any more. There you go. I think I see one right there.
Yeah, that's
There
one.
we
Yeah.
go. So you have nitrogen fixation happening. So that's a great soil indicator that you have healthy soils here.
That's great. Okay, so this section here was where we had our tomatoes. We pulled the tomatoes out about late September, so it was plenty of time to get this cover crop established. So you're seeing oats and peas that we put down.
Really, cover crop has the same benefit in the urban area as it has in a farm at any place in the United States. It's going to provide you cover. It's going to protect the soil. And it's going to do other things like green manure and that kind of thing. All of those are valuable, good for the environment and good for the land and good for the pocketbook.
Nice. Okay, so here we have our sweet peppers, and after we transplanted the sweet peppers, we put in a heavy leaf mulch to trap the moisture in and keep the weeds down.
Okay, so let's take a look. Some soil indicators we want to look for is especially to give us an indication whether you have good biology here and to move nutrients to the soil. We're going to look at your decomposition rates here and see if we can find any earthworms, look at some of the soil structure beneath the peppers. Let's dig in. So we'll also see if we find any other bugs here. I see some grubs here already. So you can see this very dark layer here. So this will be also called your O horizon here. And you can see you have a lot of fungi starting to develop here. And this is what's going to help decompose your organic matter here. And the bugs and the worms will help to translocate this organic matter, the carbon, all down through your soil profile. If we look here, so we have really nice granular structure here. If you want to pull that up, Root. So this is a perfect example. So these are really nice rhizome sheets here. So you have a lot of soil aggregation and really fine roots here, which would be part of that mycorrhizal fungi community here. And also, and when did you apply to the leaf mulch here?
It was right after the peppers were transplanted, so mid-May.
Mid-May here, so we've been only a few months here, less than one season. Sometimes we start to get concerned if organic matter is not cycled through after maybe the third season here, then that might indicate to you that maybe you need to diversify your mix to help bring in the biology. Albert, are you finding any worms here?
No, I haven't seen it.
So we're going to look, see if we can maybe find some macropores here. So those would be created by your worms here, and those help with infiltration as well. They'll anything, Albert?
Yeah, well, it seems like the roots are certainly helping to.
Let's dig next door, see if we find something here. So try to keep this intact here. So you can see how dark and rich this is on the surface here. And a lot of your, biological activity will take place around, in the top layer here, where all the organic minerals are. Anything, Albert?
Yeah, look at it, about 6 inches of organic matter right on the top there.
So that's very good. So there's a lot of nutrient breakdown here and provide food for not only the microorganisms, but as well as for your crop. So I don't see worms here. Nothing, Albert?
No, well, there's a grub.
So we found the grub again. So one thing, so they're probably here somewhere. Anything else, Albert, that we can say about the structure here?
No, other than the fact you look at the roots and how they're working their way through, and certainly the organic matter is enhancing the soil structure, and at least in the first few inches of soil, anyway, top inches of soil. Because I think these soils were originally a fair amount of clay and pretty tight and so forth, and I think with the organic matter as it breaks down and works its way through the soil, it's going to help to enhance the overall structure in some
Yeah, but
respect.
you can definitely see roots are penetrating through to the deeper layers here. So as we go down, you can see the color changing here. So over time, you're going to start to develop a deeper A horizon, which is where all the organics will be translocated to. So
That's a very tight, like a lot of clay in that.
So clay and organic matter, those are two things that are negatively charged. They hold a lot of your macronutrients, such as magnesium, calcium. So those are all essential nutrients for plant growth. So in a soil where you have a little bit of clay or not a lot of clay, it's really important to incorporate that organic matter so you're able to retain those nutrients. And also on sandier soils, it's important that since they don't hold on to nutrients as well, for water quality reasons. So the sandier the soils, the more likely it is for nutrients to leach through and get into the groundwater.
So part of our mission with our farms is to be educational. And one of the ways that we do that is we have students out at the farm at Saul High School. Saul High School is an agricultural high school in the city of Philadelphia. So today we have Azon Miller, a senior, out. And Azon, tell me, what do you like about having a farm on your campus?
The perks of having a farm on our campus is it gives us a better hands-on learning perspective of what we're actually learning in class. So for example, on Wednesdays, my class, we come across to the farm and like we do the leaf mulching, and we do a lot of other things, like we've taken up heirloom tomatoes before. And me personally, I work in the farmer's market on Tuesdays and Fridays, and I do volunteer work over in the orchard in the back of our school.
That's awesome. I'm glad you mentioned the mulch, because mulching is like a really important part of our farms. We put a lot of leaf mulch down on the soil here in the vegetable field, and it really adds a lot of organic matter to the soil. It traps soil moisture in, and it helps keep the weeds down. And your class has been awesome helping to spread that this fall, putting the leaf mulch down. And we use another type of leaf mulch in the orchard across the street behind the school. We put down a layer of cardboard and then wood chips on top of that, and that works really well for the same reasons, trapping the moisture in the soil and keeping the weeds down, and it looks great over there.
So I hope everybody enjoyed our visit to Weaver's Way today. We had a great sunny day. As they say, it's always sunny in Philadelphia. And we had a great time looking at soil health practices at this farm. Some things we looked at are leaf mulch and infiltration, and overall there are great things happening here.
Now, I truly enjoyed looking at soil health process today, and that was really good. And I trust that you will go to our website if you want additional information. Thank you.